Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Action Movie Guys podcast, episode 405. We're up to Mortal Kombat from 2021. Now, this is a sequel. Supposedly it says sequel. I looked at the back of the box and it says sequel, but it's kind of more of a reboot of the franchise. So with that said, I'm just going to say Mortal Kombat 2021 remake or fresh reboot.
It's a reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot. I'm your host, Ash Figueroa. My co-host is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
All right, Nate. So what was your thought watching this for the first time?
Yeah, I saw this at the theater back in 2021. This was, of course, prime COVID time. So a lot of theaters in certain places were still kind of closed down. This was a day and date release on Max. So I went to the theater. My theater was pretty full. I think it was like kind of the first big movie that came out that year. And then Godzilla vs. Kong, I think, came out like shortly after. But I liked it when I saw it. We've already, if you've listened to the last two episodes about Mortal Kombat, I am a fan of the game and the lore and the characters. So I enjoyed this one when I saw it. I also have not seen this since 2021. This is my first rewatch of it. So
yeah, my first time watching was at home on Max. I remember enjoying it. I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan. We heard, I enjoyed it for what it is, but I never played as much as Nate did. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I think this one, when I saw it at the time, was like, damn, this is way better than the first two that came out. But we're going to break it down more because, again, I haven't seen this since digitally. And I don't even think I purchased this on 4K because I watched it on Max again. So,
nice.
Yeah, I don't think I purchased this either. So, I know you did. You brought the 4K, right? It's like right there.
Steelbook.
Steelbook. Yeah. So, okay. So, with that said, financially, let's pull this up here. Financially, how did this do? Well, this was budgeted at $55 million.
Oh, wow.
$55 million
pretty
budget.
good.
And I'm going to be honest with you, this movie looks fantastic for $55 million.
I didn't know it was that low. That's pretty good.
$55 million budget with a worldwide total of $84 million plus streaming. And this was the number one streaming movie of the year. So that's why they greenlighted this super fast when the movie came out. So, Nate, are you shocked with these numbers?
No. Not most. Again, a lot of theaters weren't even open. I think that did well considering most theaters were still shut at the time. Let's be real. You're not going to, that whole year of 2021, there was no 500 million, 600, right? 2022 when Maverick came out was the first time when big again. So good for them. I mean, that's not an insane number, but it's solid for having half the theaters closed in the country. You know what I mean? So no, not surprised. And it did well on streaming. That's why there's a sequel coming next year. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. So let's check out what the critics and audience had to say about this film.
All right. This is amazing. So I don't think we've ever had such an incredible jump from one movie in a franchise to the next movie. The critic score is 51% higher than the movie before. So granted, the last movie had a 4. So, I mean, so this only has a 55% with critics. So not amazing. Okay. However, the audience score jumped 62% higher. This has an 86 with audiences. So us regular people seem to enjoy the movie a lot more than critics did.
I'm not shocked.
No, me neither.
I think this is a perfect number, to be really honest with you. If you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you enjoy the video games and everything, I think you got everything that you wanted when you watched it. So I can see these numbers, to be really honest with you.
And my theater reacted, I specifically remember them reacting well to a lot of the, because there's they literally do fatalities from the game in this movie, which they did not do in the, Scorpion tried to in that first one where you asked me about the flame and stuff like that. But this movie did it actually. So, they did a few of the fatalities, which was pretty cool, which we'll get to in the action and stuff. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I think it's fair.
All right, so let's get right into it. Lead characters. It's kind of hard with this one because this is I'll let you take it because you're good at this part because there's so many people.
There is a lot. So it is still an ensemble in a way of there's a good group of characters and there's a bad group of characters. However, and this is one of my problems with this movie, our lead character is this guy named Cole, right? Cole is not from the game at all. He is made up just for the movie. And I don't understand why they didn't just use a character from the game and give him the same storyline. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be Liu Kang. Liu Kang is in this. Kung Lao, who, by the way, in none of the other movies, Kung Lao, awesome. He's the guy with the hat. A character I love in the game. I love using in the games. He's awesome. We get Sonya, which we had in the first two movies. We get Jax, who we had in the second movie. I'm trying to think of a good guy. Raiden is back, and he's actually Asian this time, so that's cool. Who? Kano, who's, I don't love what they did with him because he's on the good side for most of it. He's a bad guy the whole time, but whatever. whatever. I do like him in this movie. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He has like most of the best lines. I love him when he gets his laser eye. It's hilarious. He's like, your fireball sucks. Like, I got a laser for an eye. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we have a lead character and it's this guy Cole. And I don't think he's bad. I just wish he was like a character from the game. I don't know why you had to make one up. His power's stupid. He gets like a weird body vest made of metal that is like Black Panther. Like it absorbs energy and then he can like throw a hard uppercut. I guess if you're going to make up a character, you could do worse. I think he's fine. He has a family that he's defending. He's like a horrible MMA fighter, yet he's supposed to be a champion in Mortal Kombat. Good luck. I guess the powers do help. He's a descendant of Scorpion, who is used as a good guy in this, even though he's usually a bad guy. Or, you know what? Scorpion, think of like Deadpool, right? Like he's good, but he's kind of bad. Anti-hero, yeah. That's kind of where Scorpion lies in Mortal Kombat, usually. But anyway, I gave him a 3. If I'm scoring the whole group, I do like them, but a lot of them feel undercooked. Liu Kang feels undercooked. Kung Lao's awesome, but he feels undercooked. Sonya is okay. Like the characters I'm not crazy for in this one. So, but it's mostly that guy. So I gave it a 3.
Okay, I want the ensemble. I gave them a 4. I think they all worked well together. Whereas the first movie, they didn't. I felt like they all met each other and they all became best friends for 2 seconds. I was like, but you never met each other. And they're like, hey, you want to go eat dinner together? And I'm like, well, that makes no sense. Like, and again, that did not happen in the movie. I'm just saying, like, that's exactly how you felt in the movie. Like, hey, let's catch a movie together. And everyone was like, yeah, let's do that. And hit the mall right after. And then part 2, more worse actors. And they all friends again. And I'm just like, this is really bad. But this one kind of felt well. I think it felt well with Jax, seeing him fight. And he's like, let me see your tattoo, man. And he shows it to him. And then he talks to Sonya. So I kind of like that espionage. Yeah. And then when Sub-Zero comes out, and he's like, get in the car. And then everything's unfolding. I was like, you know what? It was a cool lead up of how you met the characters. It felt more believable, I also felt Cole as a character, for me, worked for someone that never played the game. Because honestly,
that's fair.
I honestly believe that he was part of the game. I was like, oh, okay, he's like Scorpion's nephew or whatever. And I was like, okay, this is cool.
Great something.
Yeah, so I thought it was like one of those things. So I thought it worked for me more than you, where you played more than I did. I like his powers.
I can see that.
I thought his powers were cool. He gets his like you said, he gets his armor, and then his armor turns into those 2 blades. And I was like, oh, this is dope. I was like, okay, this is dope. And Raiden knew what he had. He had to go home. I mean, that's
I would say Raiden is a 9 million% better in this than he was.
I was gonna say that. You know what's crazy, Nate? I totally forgot he was in this movie until you see him when the baby's crying and you see the lightning bolt hits and he shows up. I was like, shit, that dude does look like Raiden with the white eyes and look as fake as the other one. I thought everything looked great in that sense. But yeah, in terms of the heroes, I had no problems with it. I thought they were all good. I felt the emotions when my man with the hat died and he sucked his soul. I was like, son of a bitch, he's like the best one, and they took him that quick. But I still like Kano.
Kano's awesome in this movie.
He's mad funny. I like my favorite part when he's good, right? He's tied up in a chair, and whatever the hell that thing is called, the reptile thing.
Oh, reptile.
Reptile comes out, right? And he's like, hey mate, unlock this thing. and Cole goes, stay right there. He goes, oh yeah, sure, I'll fucking stay right here. He goes, hey, I'll make you a coffee too while you're at it. He said,
he's so sarcastic throughout the whole movie.
I loved him through the whole movie. He made the movie for me, which is kind of weird, but he was kind of funny throughout especially with Raiden. But he said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I got powers too? And then he zaps him. He's like, what did I miss? I thought that was so funny. But yes, I gave it a 4. You gave it a 3. Let's go to villains here. Now you got a whole other ensemble. You got my man Sub-Zero.
Right. We got Sub-Zero, okay, played by Joe Taslim, who's from The Raid, if you remember from The Raid. He was the other cop. He was like the partner of the main character. Joe Taslim, you got as Sub-Zero. You have Shang Tsung.
Right? Chin Han is Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung is and he was in Batman Dark Knight. He was the accountant guy. He plays Shang Tsung. We have Natara. She's the one with the wings. We have Rico, who's played by Nathan Jones, who we've seen in like 10 movies, who by the way is a sucky character in the game. We also have Melina making her debut. She's the one with the mouth, with the teeth and stuff like that.
The Bat Lady.
That's Natara.
Okay.
Yep. And then Melina. And then we have, of course, Kano, who ends up switching sides from good guys to bad guys.
Oh,
Now,
you forgot the other guy with the 4 arms.
yeah, Goro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fights
He's
Goro,
good.
who looks great in this movie. You see, I liked the puppet. It's a good, for the 90s, it works. Here, you have the CGI. That's what I'm saying, that the fact that this cost $55 million, first of all, the Raiden effects look incredible, like the lightning. And Goro looked good. He looked good. He looked CGI, but he looked good. It's hard to do that now without that. Anyway, Goro in there too. I gave the villains a 5 for one reason and one reason only. My man Sub-Zero is incredible in this movie. They made Sub-Zero almost, he's not the leader of the group, but he's almost like the big villain of the movie, right? Because not only does the movie open with one of the best scenes in the whole movie is the very beginning scene. I love it. He kills a lady and a kid, okay? Then he kills Scorpion. Then we flash forward. He's like the number 1 henchman for Shang Tsung. He shows up with the ice when it's snowing. Hey, look, Papa, it's snowing. And then all of a sudden he's throwing freaking ice bombs at everybody. He fights Scorpion at the end and Cole 2-on-1. He freaking, like, the dude is just everywhere causing mayhem. And I love the interpretation of him because he is a big character in the games. Shang Tsung, nowhere near as good as the Shang Tsung from the original, but he still feels like the Shang Tsung from the games. So I don't think they did a bad job. I just don't think the actor's as good. He doesn't have the presence of the original, but he does suck this dude's soul right out of his body, which is accurate. The rest of them, Melina's okay. She looks cool. Reiko sucks, just like he sucks in the game. Natara sucks. You know, she does get fatality'd, which is awesome. But anyway, I still gave it a 5 because Sub-Zero is just, I think he's incredible in this. He has a story. He has a backstory with Scorpion. It's the crux of the movie that everything else is kind of built on. And he talks, but he doesn't talk a lot, but he's cool as hell. I think he's cool as hell in this movie. So I gave it a 5.
Okay, so I had to do it. I gave it a 5. This thing is really good. I totally forgot how good Sub-Zero. Listen, the movie hit a 5 the minute the opening sequence hit. And I said, okay, this is a 5. Because I totally forgot how good that fight is between, I mean, not even him and the Scorpion stuff. It's just, he's uses a garden knife with some rope and he's doing all this stuff with this rope. And I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy. Anyway, that's action. But I just like the villains. I thought the villains worked very well. Kano turned villain was the best part. I was like, you know what? Finally. I thought that was pretty cool.
He's home.
He's
made it home.
Yeah, because it didn't feel right him being the good guy, but I think it worked for the story. But anyway, you got him. Shang Tsung, when he sucks the soul, I like the green mist thing looking.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Game. That was good.
Oh, it does? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the Bat Lady. I thought she was pretty cool. The lady that looked like a
Melina.
Yeah, she sucked. I don't know. She didn't do much.
She's like a really popular character. She's supposed to be a clone of Kitana that's gone bad.
Gotcha.
And that's why she has she's kind of messed up. But
okay,
she's popular, but they did not nail her. She normally has a mask. She looks like Melina, but a different color.
Yeah, I wasn't too crazy with her. I like the predator-looking robot guy. What was his name? Ajax?
The predator-looking robot.
Yeah, the one that was kept like teleporting, fighting Liu Kang. He was like poof, and then got hit with the dragon.
I forgot he was at Cabal.
Cabal is cool.
Bro, Cabal is a great character in the game, and I forgot he's awesome in this movie. Yeah, he's awesome. He's like sarcastic. Him. He says a lot of stupid jokes. I like him.
Yeah, I thought he was really cool. Shang Tsung was good. Yeah, Sub-Zero for me was my number 1 guy. I agree with you. That scene when they're in the restaurant and all of a sudden it's just, he's going boom. And then the scene, I think that was really cool is when Ajax was going to go and get him. What's his name? Jax or Ajax?
Jax.
Oh, Jax. Yeah. When he's standing there, he goes, go take your family, go to Washington Street. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And all of a sudden you see the white smoke. And I went, oh, you're going to get your ass beat. And he got the fatality. I think he did.
His arms ripped off.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. So that's why I gave it a 5. I thought the villains, it's funny. Sub-Zero didn't do much talking, but his actions did everything that I wanted. And that's what was missing in the other movies. And any other villains. Whether they were whack. They did like even Nathan Jones's character.
Rico.
Him? Yeah. You say he sucks in the game, but he beat the hero, but then the hero comes back and beats him at the end. So like for me, like that works. And I thought that was pretty good. So anyway, 5 for me. You gave it a 4.
A 5.
A 5. I'm sorry. You gave it a 5. All right. Action scenes.
All right. I did have some trouble with the action because there's a lot that I like a lot. Like the opening scene, love it. I think it's great. I love the old setting of it. I like how Sub-Zero has the ice powers, but Scorpion is not quite Scorpion yet. And so he doesn't have his abilities yet because he gets them from dying and then coming back for revenge from hell. So see, these are all this movie. Oh, that's storyline. I'll wait. But yes, I like that fight a lot. I think it's great. And I like most of the fights throughout the movie. I do. It just, they look like, no, they're good. The choreography's good. Don't get me wrong. There's a little, I wish they were like a little faster. I wish they had like, because like Joe Taslim's a nasty fighter, but like, I feel like there's parts where it could have been more, just a little more. Where I'm going to give the bonus points though is this is bloody, and there should never be another PG-13 Mortal Kombat movie as long as I'm alive. They need to do, and this movie has fatalities. Not only, well, first of all, the Kung Lao one is straight out the game where he throws the hat on the floor and turns into a buzzsaw, and he just rides her across the buzzsaw. Sick. I loved it. The crowd went crazy in my theater at that scene because that's straight out the game. Scorpion taking off his thing, blowing the fire, straight out the game. It was awesome. Shang Tsung sucking Kung Lao's soul out, straight out the game. So I think action-wise, they did a lot of, it's fan service, but it's the kind that's like, it makes sense in the movie that they're making, right? Yeah. Or even Liu Kang with the big dragon coming out and then going on, like that's straight out the game too. So a lot there. I love Cabal. I love the way they did his dashing. He has like a fast dash. That's why he can like, it's like, he's not quite teleporting. It's like he's running really fast. And Kung Lao does teleport, and he teleports in this game. Melina teleports. So I think they nailed a lot of it. I struggled, but I'm going to give it a 5 in the sense that it's bloody, which it should be. And it's very accurate to the game, which I think I appreciate. I think a lot of people appreciated, even if it's not the most like incredible hand-to-hand all the time, because it's not. It is good, but it's not like top tier. But I gave it a 5 for accuracy for me.
Okay, so in terms of action, I loved it. I gave it a 5 off the bat. The beginning sequence alone is a 5. The fight, there are some fights that are kind of stinky for me. I didn't like the Jax fight versus Rico. I thought that was really weak. It was very like I felt like they just threw his fight. I don't know if that's his fatality when he rips his arm off and he squashes his head or something. He goes, and then
that's in the game too.
Okay, so yeah, like I felt like they rushed to do that because he's like, whoa, just teleport me here, and then all of a sudden Raiden teleports them, and it was like
everybody
obvious. Yeah, it was like obvious that they're in a video game level. So I didn't like that fight. I was just like, yeah, but I'm not gonna knock it points because where that didn't shine, other scenes shine. I love, and I know what you're talking about, but I love Sub-Zero versus Scorpion at the end.
Oh, it's amazing.
That, oh my lord, I rewinded it like 2 times to rewatch it. Well, because like he saved his great-great-great-grandson, but he can't, he's like, get over here, and he yanked him. I was like, holy shit, this is dope. Like, and he didn't sound like the game. Like, that's where the movie part, the first one always threw me off, is that they took the audio from the game. So I'm like, the guy doesn't even sound like that. So like, why? And I like that he used his voice saying, get over here. And I thought that was great. Anyway, that fight was dope. And I love when Sub-Zero does the knife. And I was like, wow, that's a really sexy knife. I was like, that's an ice knife. I was like, that's pretty cool. And I love how, so one thing I do like that I appreciate that the director did, whereas the first director didn't, like Paul W.S. Anderson's stupid version, is that Scorpion has the stupid rope thing coming out of his hand organically, and then it goes all over the place. And I'm like, how long is this damn rope? This one, it looked like a mechanical piece under his arm. Yeah. So when he picks it up, it shoots out like Spider-Man's web shooter. But it looks so dope because it looks so small and compact. So he's like,
and then it's the gardening tool, which is cool. Like it has a tie to him as a character.
And it's not rope. It was like a chain. And I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, I love the whole fighting, man. I thought the whole fight sequences with Sonya Blade. That's what I was going to ask you. I wanted to text you, but I didn't want to bother you with it. But I was kind of lost with her ability. She shoots rings, purple rings.
So she has that move in the game. Yes. It's like a fireball or what you'd call any other character. Okay. Like how Liu Kang can throw fireballs, and that's her version of one.
Is it accurate though? I mean, I didn't know.
That's how it looks. Yeah, it looks like purple. It looks like how it does in the game. The difference is in the game, it's just a regular move, and in this movie, it's almost like a fatality because she hits Melina with it and she's dead. It goes right through her, like through her stomach. Yeah. So in that way, it doesn't kill anyone in the game. Like it's not a finishing move. It's just a regular move. It's a little different when you're doing a movie, I guess.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, 5 across the board here. All right, storyline.
Well, speaking of storyline, I had, as much as I enjoyed this movie, but I did have some problems. That, what you just said is one of them. Sonya Blade. So I like Sonya. I like the actress too. I thought she did a good job. She looks cool. Yeah, she's fine. My problem is that you have all these people who are going and they're training and they have to unlock their special abilities and all that kind of stuff. I guess it's kind of goofy, but how else are you going to explain it in a movie? Especially because we have 2 two people sitting here. I've played the game a lot. You've not. So you have to kind of make it palatable to as wide of an audience as possible, right? But even with that, she goes from nothing to she kills Kano. So then she gets his mark, which they explain that that's something that happens. If you kill someone who has it, you take. But then she knows her ability right away. I'm like, these other dudes had to go train. Cole only got his because he got like enraged to protect his family, and then it came out. Kano had to like do all this stuff and do training, get super mad, and then it came out. And then she kills him and then shows up and is like, pew, and she's firing fireballs. She's like, my new power. And I was like, I don't like that. That's, like that was silly. I thought that was kind of dumb. Other than that, my problem with the story, I think it's good. I think it works. Like, I think it works on the sense of they show you Outworld, they show you Earth, you get the idea there's a tournament. I wish there was a tournament in this movie. There's not. They never even do they never get to Mortal Kombat. At least in the original, they're at the tournament, right? And there's people fighting within the tournament. It's like, all right, Sonya and Kano fight as a tournament fight. Here, it never happens because Shang Tsung's trying to cheat and do all this stuff before. So I kind of wish that in your Mortal Kombat movie, you actually had a Mortal Kombat tournament. You could still do a lot of this other stuff, but that was a little disappointing for me. There's a little bit of gobbledygook, as far as some of the plots, like rated, like you said, like, oh, I'll just teleport anyone anywhere all the time. Like he puts Reiko and the other guy, they just both show up. And there's a couple of conveniences. I don't think it's an amazing story. I think it's solid and gets the job done. So I gave it a 3.
You read my mind, man. You read my mind. Yeah, I gave it a 3. I thought it's a solid story, but for someone like me that never played the newer video game, because I know these are newer characters.
Yeah, some.
It was kind of confusing as much because I was just like, oh, okay, but the movie's called Mortal Kombat and we're not even in a tournament setting. I felt like that was, to me, it hindered the movie because I agree with you. I think the movie would have been really, and I understand why they went with this route. They wanted to show the Scorpion backstory and blah, blah, blah. And I loved it. I sucked it up. I thought they did a great job with that. And if it was just, and I'll take it to this length, if it was just a movie about Sub-Zero and Scorpion's rivalry, I would have been like, this is a great story to do that. And I think they would have been awesome. But as a Mortal Kombat movie, for someone that never played the newer games or even haven't played much of the original at all, it was just okay in the sense of I like tournament movies. And that was the problem we had with Once Upon a Time in China. They had the stupid lion head sting and that was a tournament. And I was like, wait a minute. And me and you got sucker because we thought when it said tournament, we thought it was going to be Jet Li versus all these crazy fighters.
Yep.
But we didn't. And that's what this one was. I just like, okay, so where are we getting to the tournament until Lang Chao said, I'm going to kill them all before we hit the tournament and then he win. And I was just like, this is sucky. So you're going to tell me in part 2, it's going to be an actual tournament? Because, I mean, I don't get where part 2 is going to go.
I hope there's a tournament.
Yeah. I just, and my other thing that I kind of a little gripe was with Raiden. He's Lord Raiden and he's one of the gods or whatever.
An elder god.
An elder god, but he can't fight Shang Tsung and allows this guy to suck the soul of this guy.
Which is weird because he fights, he fights in the games.
That's what I'm saying.
He never fights in these movies.
Yeah, so like I'm just saying, so you're gonna let the guy with the hat die and all you have to do is just zap him with electricity? Like, that's the thing that I don't understand about this movie, and I was very confused. I'm like, he's Lord Raiden. Apparently no one is scared of him. Like Sub-Zero and none of these dudes were scared of Lord Raiden at all. Yeah. But yet, he's a god. I was just like, okay, whatever, man. Like, I guess that's where it's gonna go. But look, for me, like I said, I don't play the games, and I guess the games is different. I do remember he's a character you get to choose and fight. Unless they're holding that for part 2, that would be pretty cool. And
I hope he gets to fight at least once.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. I agree with you. A 3 and 3 on that. Okay, let's get to overall.
I like this movie. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good. It's a good time. It's violent. It's got good fights. It gets most of the characters right. I'd say 90% of them are like exactly how they are. The thing with the Mortal Kombat games is this is definitely based off of the new ones, right? It has characters that are in all of them, but it's mostly based off the newer style where if you play a Mortal Kombat game now, there's like a whole story mode and you're going through, there's like all this kind of stuff. Like, yes, the Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they're from rival clans and all this kind of stuff. So they have like a history and they tap into that. I agree with you. You could literally make a whole movie about that. They could have made like an origin movie where it's just those two and then it leads into a full-on Mortal Kombat. And the whole, like Outworld, that's all existed from the original game, but the original games were literally just tournaments. They're, well, first of all, they were in arcades and on like Sega Genesis. There's only so much you could do. Now with the new consoles, they're like big stories of like wars against the outworld. And so, there's a lot there to make a movie of. I think they did the right move with this first movie because I think they could open it up a little bit in the next movie and make it a little more interesting. I will say I'm very much looking forward to the next one. I love some of the characters that they're bringing into the next one. We're bringing in your girl from the old movies. We're bringing in Katana, which is cool. Because of what happened to Sub-Zero in this, they're bringing in his other character, which is called Noob Saibot, which is awesome. I cannot wait to see what they do with that. Also, we're getting Jade, who is not in this movie. That's cool. And my favorite, and there's other ones. I'm not going to say all of them. There's some other ones that are like Quan Chi is coming. That's cool. Sindel is coming. It's going to be cool. But Johnny Cage is coming in part 2. And he's played by Carl Urban. And I cannot wait to see Carl Urban as Johnny. He's going to be such a dickhead. And I cannot wait. If he's anything like, because I've seen clips of like him in The Boys, and I bet he plays like a riff on that sort. He's going to be in this movie what Kano was in the first movie.
You never seen none of The Boys?
No, I don't watch. Well, I don't watch TV shows. I don't watch TV. I don't got time.
You would love that. It's bloody.
Probably would, but it's just too many hours.
Yeah.
But it seems like my style as far as, humor and action and killing. Carl Urban, I love. I think he's a perfect casting for Johnny Cage because he's an actual actor. And so he's going to be, I think that I like it. And I want to see what they do with him in the action. So I'm looking forward to the next one a lot. I give this one a 4, though.
Okay, hear me out with this score.
Okay.
Hear me out. So the way I compared this overall is me enjoying the movie, but then taking the movie and putting it into the realm of video games. How does this stack up against other video game movies?
Oh,
right? And this one. So I said, you know what? I'm giving this a 5. Because one, it's a very entertaining movie. Whatever we can say about the storyline, it could be a 3, it could be a 2, it could be a 1. But at the end of the day, it does its purpose. You got the fighting, you got the character accurate to the video game, right? You got all the actors that can actually act, not horrible actors and actresses, right? Because I like Sonya Blade. I thought she was cute, but she acted really well. And I was like, okay, she's believable. And then I was like, you got the villains, you got the heroes. Raiden looks great. You got all this, Liu Kang is the only one that I was like, man, I wish Jackie Chan was younger because I could see him as Liu Kang in the movies, Jackie Chan, because he looks just like him. But it's nothing we could do with that. But yeah, I thought everything fit well. And like I said, in terms of video game accuracy, I think this goes up there with, I think it has to be top 3 video game movies of all times to me. But so yeah, I give it a 5. All right, total points, Nate.
All right, total for me is a 20 out of a 25. This is a good movie. It's good. It's objectively probably the best Mortal Kombat movie that's ever been made. Even though I love the original, but that's mostly nostalgia. This one's probably the best one overall. So yeah, 20 for me.
I gave it a 22 out of a 25. I love this movie. I thought it was really good. And I think I might purchase this on 4K. Like I said, I watched this on Max. So
looks good.
Yeah,
looks good
I bet it looks good too. And it sound amazing too. So yeah, definitely. Okay, Nate, what is coming up next on the podcast?
I wanted to mention also, I like that there's hints of the original Mortal Kombat song in the score. Like they never do it, but there's like little hints of the music, and then on the credits they play like almost like a remixed kind of version of it. I thought that was cool, but I would love to just hear the original. I'll lose my mind.
I'll tell you this. I have a theory with it. I think because this movie was not a tournament movie, they were like, we're going to give you hints of it. But the next movie, if it's a tournament and it's going to be like the final battle, I think it's like, just start the Mortal Kombat. And you're like, test your might.
Oh my God. Bro, I'll lose my mind. I think a lot of people would.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it the way that we hated it in the second movie when the old lady was like, I think this will be Mortal Kombat. And it was like, the
old lady.
Yeah. I think it's going to go that route in the second movie in the end. Like, where it's like the main big guy versus the bad guy. Yeah. I think it's going to be like the final battle. And it should bring the guy's voice that does the Mortal Kombat thing. That would be pretty cool if he'd be like, final battle.
All I'm saying is, I want it. I just want it. I want it.
But I hope he does. And I think it will be credited if they do the tournament. I hope they do it like the video game, where it's like Johnny Cage and you see him standing like, and then you see like all their stats. And then it'll be like, whatever.
Versus
Sub-Zero. And then you see like Sub-Zero's like whatever. Yeah. I think that would be pretty cool. And then you have the guy's voice from the video game to do the thing. I think people will lose it. But anyway, what's coming up next on the podcast?
All right, coming up next on the podcast, we're wrapping up. We made it 5 movies. We're at the end of our war movie month. And this is going to be a movie called Fury, starring Brad Pitt, directed by David Ayer. We're going to be covering that one for you. And guess what? We've reached the end of a franchise. So we're starting a new franchise. This is an interesting one. one, because this is not what you would consider necessarily a traditional action franchise. However, it has a lot of tropes of action movies. It has an all-time action legend, and there's a way for us to score the action. So I was like, we're going to do it. I don't care. We're going to be doing the Rocky franchise. Now, no creeds. This will be Rocky through Rocky Balboa. Now, we may do Creed in the future. That's its own series. Yeah. It's like a second series. But for now, 6 movies. Obviously, the fights will be the action because there's choreography in them. They're the way they're shot. They're like action scenes. It's just, instead of martial arts, it's boxing. So we're going to be reviewing all 6 of those for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's our next franchise coming up.
Yes, and for those, we're going to be doing Rocky 1, 2, 3, the Rocky regular edition we're going to review. We're not doing Drago versus Rocky, the director's cut. Then we're doing Rocky 5, and then we're going to do Rocky Balboa director's cut, because that's the first time I'm watching this ever, is the director's cut. And this is the first time ever released on 4K. No one's seen this version of Rocky Balboa. So I think it's best for the podcast if me and you do a brand new review on Rocky Balboa, because we already seen that one multiple times.
Yeah.
So I think doing the director's cut for the podcast, I think it would be a great addition, because Rocky 4 has to be the theatrical cut. It can't be the director's cut, because we all know Rocky 4 with the lengthy music scores and all that. So I'd rather sacrifice Rocky versus Drago and do the director's cut for Rocky Balboa, which no one ever seen before. I think that would be pretty fun for me and you first time watches. So,
I haven't even seen any reviews anywhere. YouTube, nobody's talked about the director's cut. So it'll be good.
I think, this would be a pretty fun breakdown on that one. So there you go. That's going to be the schedule of how we're going to do it. Okay, with that said, guys want to follow us in our social media accounts, please follow Nate over on Instagram at NateFlix Reviews. Check out the podcast with him and his friends called NateFlix Movie Reviews. Anything action movie guys, head over to youtube.com/action movie guys, subscribe, hit the like button, and of course you can take us on the go with the Action Movie Guys podcast, available on podcast platforming. Jesus, that's like a tongue tie right there. And of course you can follow us on TikTok at Geeks_N_Flicks, and of course now on Instagram, Geeks_N_Flicks. Other than that, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-host is
Nate from NateFlix Reviews.
Be awesome to each other and geek out.